I've probably measured more of the world's tallest people than anyone else on the planet. The incredible 8 foot 11.1 inch Robert Pershing Wadlow.
There's a man alive right now who stands at 8 feet 2.8 inches. That's taller than your refrigerator, taller than your bedroom door, probably taller than two of you stacked together. But here's what nobody tells you about being a giant in our modern world. It's not all basketball contracts and viral fame. Some of these people can't find shoes that fit. Others needed 6 airplane seats removed just to travel. One was told by doctors he'd never live past puberty, yet he's still here, towering over everyone. And wait until you hear about the 9 foot 6 inch man whose height literally broke the hospital scale, or the teenage giant who's so tall he bumps his head on door frames every single day in his own home. These aren't myths. These aren't legends from ancient times. These are 20 real people walking among us right now, dealing with challenges most of us could never imagine. From a woman who holds 5 world records but needs a wheelchair just to move around, to a gentle giant who learned English in under a year while maintaining a perfect 4.0 GPA. Their stories will completely change how you see the world around you. So let's meet them. First up, let's talk about the giants who turned their extraordinary height into sporting legends. Because when you're born standing head and shoulders above everyone else, the basketball court becomes your natural stage. 1. Shaquille O'Neal. Standing at 7 feet 1 inch tall and weighing in at over 325 pounds during his prime, Shaquille O'Neal is more than just a basketball icon. He's a cultural phenomenon, a human skyscraper whose presence has dominated sports, music, entertainment, and business for over 3 decades. Shaq's story begins in Newark, New Jersey, where he sprouted like a beanstalk, reaching 6 feet 6 inches by the age of just 13. By 16, he was already 6 feet 10 inches. And by the time he finished high school in Texas, he had shattered rebound records and led his team to a near-perfect season. His NBA journey is legendary, a 19-year career spanning 6 teams, 4 NBA championships, and a list of accolades that cemented his place as one of the greatest centers in basketball history. But what made Shaq truly special wasn't just his size, it was how he used it. He moved like a man half his weight, blending raw strength with surprising agility, a soft touch, and charisma that made him impossible to ignore. Off the court, Shaq built a legacy just as massive. He dropped platinum rap albums, DJ'd festivals under the name Diesel, starred in films, and became the face of countless brands. His famous rivalry with former teammate Kobe Bryant kept fans talking for years. When asked about Bryant in 2005, Shaq delivered a cold and calculated response that became instant legend. Today, he's a sports analyst, podcast host, and former minority NBA team owner. But perhaps most impressive of all is that despite his fame, Shaq never stopped being a gentle giant, inspiring kids from tough neighborhoods just like he once was. 2. Yao Ming. At 7 feet 6 inches tall, Yao Ming wasn't just a dominant force on the court. He was a global icon who connected Chinese and American basketball in ways nobody had ever seen before. His impact on the game extended far beyond his towering presence, helping to expand the NBA's reach into China and inspiring an entire generation of international players. Throughout his remarkable career, Yao was an 8-time NBA All-Star, proving himself as one of the most skilled centers of his era. Averaging 19 points and 9 rebounds per game, he was a force in the paint, using his size and finesse to outmatch opponents. But his achievements weren't limited to the NBA. On the international stage, he led China to 3 FIBA Asia Championship gold medals, earning 3 MVP honors in the process. In 2016, Yao was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, delivering a heartfelt speech that cemented his legacy as one of the sport's most influential figures. Third, Taco Fall. Now let me tell you about someone whose story proves that height alone isn't enough. You need heart, determination, and the willingness to chase your dreams across oceans. At 7 feet 6 inches tall, Taco Fall is a towering figure in the world of basketball. Born in Dakar, Senegal, Taco's journey took a remarkable turn at just 16 years old when he moved to the United States, determined to turn his dream of playing professional basketball into reality. At the University of Central Florida, he became a defensive powerhouse, using his incredible height and reach to intimidate opponents and block shots with ease. Though he wasn't picked in the 2019 NBA draft, Taco's infectious smile and unbelievable size quickly made him a fan favorite when he joined the Boston Celtics. But here's where it gets really impressive. At the NBA Draft Combine, Taco set jaw-dropping records that seemed almost superhuman. His height in shoes measured 7 feet 7 inches. His wingspan stretched an astonishing 8 feet 2.25 inches, and his standing reach topped out at 10 feet 2.5 inches. But wait, there's more to Taco's story that makes him truly special. While dominating on the basketball court, he was also crushing it in the classroom. He learned English in under a year after arriving in America. He maintained a perfect 4.0 GPA, and he pursued a degree in computer science at UCF, with dreams of one day designing for tech giants like Microsoft. A devout Muslim, he proudly wore jersey number 99 to honor the 99 names of Allah. Patru, Gheorghe Mureșan. But not all basketball giants stay on the court. Some of them end up in Hollywood. At 7 feet 7 inches tall, Gheorghe Mureșan holds the title of the tallest player in NBA history. During the 1995-96 season, he averaged over 15 points per game and led the entire league in field goal percentage, proving he was far more than just tall. His epic showdowns with Shaquille O'Neal became the stuff of legend. But off the court, his personality was just as outsized. He ventured into Hollywood, starring alongside Billy Crystal in the comedy My Giant. He even made a memorable cameo in Eminem's My Name Is Music video, appearing as a ventriloquist with the rapper as his puppet. But behind the spotlight and fame was a boy from rural Romania whose journey from humble beginnings to international stardom is a story of perseverance and heart. Today, Mureșan runs the Giant Basketball Academy in Virginia, mentoring the next generation of players. Now let's shift gears and talk about the people who don't just play sports. They break records that seem almost impossible to believe. 5. Sultan Kösen. At a breathtaking 8 feet 2.8 inches, Sultan Kösen quite literally looks down on the world as the tallest living man on Earth. Hailing from the quiet village of Alabay in southeastern Turkey, this soft-spoken Kurdish farmer became an international sensation when Guinness World Records crowned him in 2009. Kösen's remarkable height is the result of a tumor pressing on his pituitary gland. This condition supercharged his growth during adolescence, eventually requiring gamma knife surgery in 2010 to halt it. While his frame gives him the ability to change light bulbs without a ladder, it's also brought serious challenges. Sultan needs crutches to walk. Finding shoes and clothes requires custom orders. Everyday activities like fitting into cars become complex obstacles. Despite the hardships, Sultan has traveled the world, meeting fans and raising awareness about pituitary disorders. In 2013, he achieved a personal dream when he got married. In a heartwarming moment, he stood side by side with Chandra Bahadur Dangi, the shortest man ever recorded, creating a powerful image that celebrated human diversity. 6. Rumeysa Gelgi. At 7 feet 0.7 inches tall, Rumeysa Gelgi isn't just the tallest living woman on Earth. She's a towering symbol of courage, grace, and purpose. Born in 1997 in Turkey, Rumeysa lives with Weaver syndrome, a rare genetic disorder that causes rapid growth. Despite needing a wheelchair or walker for daily movement, she's become a global figure through her strength and positivity. Beyond her title as the world's tallest living woman, she holds records for the largest hands on a female, widest handspan, longest fingers, longest back, and longest ears. But Rumeysa is more than her records. She's a talented web developer who advocates for people with rare conditions, fighting for inclusion and accessibility. In September 2022, her first flight made headlines when Turkish Airlines transformed 6 seats into a custom stretcher, allowing her to travel from Istanbul to San Francisco. Then, in 2024, she met Jyoti Amge, the shortest woman in the world, in a powerful moment that celebrated the incredible spectrum of human diversity. 7. Brahim Takiyullah. At 8 feet 1 inch tall, Brahim Takiyullah from Morocco holds the record for the largest feet on a living person. His feet measure a staggering 1 foot 3 inches long. That's European size 58. Finding shoes isn't just difficult for Brahim, it's nearly impossible. At one point, he was quoted up to €3,500 for custom shoes until a kind podiatrist stepped in and built him orthopedic footwear. Brahim's extraordinary height is the result of acromegaly. When he was 18 years old, a school doctor raised concerns about his unusual height. In just 1 year during his teenage years, he shot up over 3 feet. After earning a degree in geography, Brahim moved to France in 2006 for specialized treatment that successfully halted his growth. Today, he works at an amusement park where he greets guests, poses for photos, and raises awareness about gigantism. 8. Suleymana Abdul Samed. But wait, there's someone who might be even taller than Sultan Kusun. Imagine a man so tall that his height exceeds the capacity of a hospital scale to measure him. That's the reality for Suleymana Abdul Samed, a man from Ghana who has claimed the title of the world's tallest man with a reported height of 9 feet 6 inches. Suleymana's extraordinary height is the result of overproduction of growth hormone. His life is a constant journey of hospital visits where doctors monitor complications like mobility problems, sleep apnea, and an enlarged heart. During one recent checkup, something shocking happened. The medical staff discovered that his height had exceeded the limits of the hospital's scale. They literally couldn't measure how tall he had become. 9. Ri Myung-hun. At 7 feet 8.5 inches tall, Ri Myung-hun is not just the tallest man in North Korea. He's a symbol of untapped potential caught in international politics. In the 1990s, Ri trained in Canada and drew serious attention from NBA scouts. But due to United States sanctions, Ri couldn't sign with an American team unless no money went back to North Korea. In one bizarre twist, North Korean officials reportedly suggested that Ri's contract be paid in wheat. When negotiations broke down, Ri returned to Pyongyang and faded from view. In 2011, after Kim Jong-il's death, eagle-eyed viewers spotted an unusually tall man in funeral footage. Many believe it was Ri, still loyal still towering, still waiting for a chance that never came. Now, not all giants shoot hoops or break height records. Some wrestle, some build muscle, others are breaking barriers in places you'd never expect. 10. Paul White. At 7 feet 1 inch tall, Paul White, best known as the Big Show, is a living colossus in professional wrestling. Diagnosed with acromegaly, he stood 6 feet 2 inches and weighed 220 pounds by age 12. Fortunately, surgery brought his growth under control in the early 1990s. Introduced in WCW as the Giant in 1995, White's career took off. He later became the Big Show in WWE, holding 23 championships and entertaining millions with his mix of brute force and genuine warmth. Outside the ring, he's starred in movies and TV shows, including his own Netflix series. He's also a global ambassador for the Special Olympics. 11. Aaron Reed. At 6 feet 7 inches tall, Aaron Reed is officially recognized as the tallest bodybuilder to win a men's physique competition. But his path wasn't easy. As a child, he battled leukemia. During his WWE career, he faced hepatitis. Despite these life-threatening challenges, Reed turned them into sources of strength. He's now a published author on nutrition and, in 2025, was elected state senator for Kentucky's 7th District, championing veterans' rights and health education. 12. Martin Ford. Standing around 6 feet 8 inches tall and weighing over 320 pounds of muscle, Martin Ford earned the nickname The Nightmare. But his journey didn't begin in a gym. It began on a cricket field before injuries, illness, and depression left him broken. He rebuilt himself 1 pound at a time, eventually appearing in films like Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Today, millions follow his fitness journey, inspired by his transformation from pain to power. 13. Satnam Singh, Bamara. From a small village in Punjab, Satnam Singh was 5 feet 9 inches tall at just 9 years old. By 14, he was 6 feet 6 inches and 230 pounds. In 2015, history was made when Satnam became the first Indian-born player drafted into the NBA. Though he never played a regular season game, his story opened doors for future generations. In 2021, he shifted to professional wrestling, winning the AEW World Tag Team Championship by 2024. 14. Christophe Van Hout. At 6 feet 10 inches tall, Christophe Van Hout is the tallest goalkeeper in professional football. His height gives him a natural advantage with aerial balls and crosses. While taller players sometimes struggle with agility and quick reflexes, Van Hout's presence changes games. His career proves that giants can excel in sports beyond basketball. 15. Olivier Rioux. At 7 feet 6 inches and still growing, Olivier Rioux was recognized by Guinness as the tallest teenager in the world in 2021. Born in Quebec to towering parents, Olivier was as tall as his mum by age 8. By 6th grade, he'd rocketed past 6 feet 11 inches. Today, he's a Florida Gators player, training at IMG Academy. Despite his potential, daily life brings constant challenges. His home required modifications, with raised counters and taller ceilings, but the door frames still cause him to bump his head constantly. 16. Brock Brown. At 7 feet 9 inches tall, Brock Brown was told he wouldn't live past puberty. Born with Soto's syndrome, his rapid growth brought serious complications. By nursery school, he was already 5 feet 2 inches tall. He needed custom clothing, an 8-foot bed, and faced health issues like diabetes and mobility problems. But Brock defied every prediction. Recently, he achieved his dream of working at a YMCA sports center. He He even dreams of opening his own restaurant someday. Brock's story is one of pure determination against impossible odds. Every day he wakes up is a victory against the medical predictions that said he shouldn't be here. His high BMI and health challenges haven't stopped him from pursuing an active role in his community. Working at the YMCA allows him to stay involved in fitness and sports, inspiring others who face their own battles. His restaurant dream represents more than just entrepreneurship. It's about proving that his ambitions extend far beyond survival. 17. Sun Mingming. Standing at 7 feet 9 inches tall, Sun Mingming didn't start playing basketball until age 15. After playing in various American minor leagues, he was drafted by the Harlem Globetrotters in 2007. But in 2005, he discovered a benign pituitary tumor. Without insurance, the surgery cost over $100,000. His agent organized a community fundraiser, and the tumor was successfully removed. In 2013, Sun married Shu Yan, who stands 6 feet 2 inches. Together, they hold the Guinness World Record as the tallest living married couple. Sun's journey from a modest village near Harbin to international basketball fame is nothing short of remarkable. Weighing 370 pounds at his peak, he crossed oceans chasing his dreams, playing at Ventura College in California during the 2005 to 2006 season, before moving through various leagues, including the USBL, ABA, and IBL. The community fundraiser that saved his life brought together fans, supporters, and strangers who believed in his story, raising the funds needed for the life-saving surgery on September 26, 2005. Though he never actually played for the Globetrotters despite being drafted, his selection alone cemented his place in basketball history. His marriage to Shu Yan isn't just a record, it's a beautiful love story that celebrates partnership and proves that giants can find happiness beyond the court. 18. Robert Bobrovsky. At 7 feet 7 inches tall, Robert Bobrovsky was taller than his mother by age 8 and his father by 12. Between ages 8 and 12-13, he was actually taller than Robert Wadlow, the tallest person ever recorded. Medical evaluations suggest his height comes from natural genetics. His father was a 7 foot 1 inch basketball player. His mother, a 6 foot 1 inch volleyball player. When Robert debuted in high school basketball in 2017, he weighed just 190 pounds at 7 feet 7 inches, making competition difficult despite his incredible reach. His lanky frame became both his greatest asset and his biggest challenge. Videos of Robert on the court went viral, showing him blocking shots with ease and outstretching entire defenses with his wingspan. But his severely underweight build meant he struggled with stamina and physicality. Opponents could push him around despite his height advantage. He moved to the United States in 2016, attending high school in Geneva, Ohio, before playing for Rochester University in Michigan through the 2021 to 2022 season. His gentle nature and high basketball IQ made him a cult figure in the sport. In 2024, Robert even made his acting debut in Alien, Romulus, playing a haunting human xenomorph hybrid, proving his towering frame could captivate audiences beyond basketball. 19. Paul Sturgis. At 7 feet 7 inches tall, Paul Sturgis is the tallest professional basketball player the UK has ever produced. He was an average 5 feet 6 inches at age 14, before a growth spurt catapulted him to 7 feet 2 inches by 18. His growth was completely natural, the result of genetics from his 6 foot 10 inch father. Paul appeared on Britain's Tallest Teens at 19 and later played for the Harlem Globetrotters. Today, he's a motivational speaker, children's entertainer, and advocate for body positivity. What makes Paul's story particularly inspiring is how he embraced his uniqueness rather than letting it hold him back. During his time with the Globetrotters, he was ironically nicknamed Tiny, a playful contrast to his massive frame. His gentle demeanor and infectious humor made him a fan favorite wherever he performed. He made history as the tallest college basketball player in the United States while playing at Mountain State University, where his presence on the court was both intimidating and awe-inspiring. Off the court, Paul has dedicated himself to helping others feel comfortable in their own skin, traveling to schools and community events to share his message that standing out is something to celebrate, not hide. 20. Morteza Mehrzad. Standing at 8 feet 1 inch tall, Morteza Mehrzad combines extraordinary height with unimaginable adversity. Born in Iran, he grew unusually tall due to gigantism. But a bicycle accident at 16 fractured his pelvis, causing his right leg to stop growing, making it 15 centimeters shorter than his left. He sank into depression, forced into wheelchairs and walking sticks. Then, in 2011, Iran's sitting volleyball coach saw him on TV and invited him to try the sport. It changed everything. Today, Morteza is a 3-time Paralympic gold medalist, 2-time world champion, and 3-time Golden Ball winner. His 29-centimeter handspan makes him nearly impossible to defend against. When Morteza sits on the volleyball court, his reach extends so high that opposing teams struggle to find angles to attack. His blocks are legendary, swatting away shots that would sail over any other player's hands. Coaches have called him a game changer, a player who redefined what's possible in sitting volleyball. Beyond the medals and championships, Morteza has become a symbol of hope in Iran and across the Paralympic community, showing that physical disabilities don't define your limits. His journey from a young man who believed his life was over to standing on podiums with gold medals around his neck is nothing short of miraculous. He went from isolation and despair to representing his country on the world's biggest stages. His story reminds us that our greatest obstacles can become our greatest strengths, and that sometimes one person believing in you can change the entire trajectory of your life.